Can you explain your job role in your current company and your project?
So currently I'm working as a software engineer. I am handling front end. So I have done two projects. So first one was the internal project. So it was started from the scratch. So where I was handling that UI part. So it was basically about that handling that employee data. So where that employee can log in with their employee ID and given one specific password. They can log in and they can check their leaves. They can apply for leaves from that portal. And when they will apply for leaves, so that emails will be generated automatically, and it will go to their reporting manager, their team lead, and to their HR. Uh, so once that reporting manager will approve that leave, so it will be automatically approved that leave. So this type of functionality was there, and so many more functionalities were there, like they can track their performance there, and they can track their project performance, and so many more. So this type of data was there, and after that I'm working with one healthcare and domain project, so where I am handling that UI part. So this project was also started from the scratch. So currently I'm handling that home page and one module called doctor module. So this home page and one particular module UI part I am handling there.
Okay. What is React? React history and current version of React.js?
So React is a JavaScript library. Sorry. So React is a JavaScript library. It is an open source library. It is not fully like framework like Angular. But there are so many packages, external packages, npm packages, so we can make it fully framework. Means it will be like a framework, and it was first created by a Facebook engineer, and it was first used in Facebook news feed in 2011, I think. And the current version of React is the latest one is 18.0.
Okay. What is virtual DOM and what is the difference between a virtual DOM and actual DOM?
So virtual DOM is actually the blueprint of the real DOM. So DOM means there is a T structure. So whenever we are creating a React app, so it is basically it will be create a virtual DOM of the real DOM, and whenever we will change anything, so it will be create another virtual DOM, which will the updated virtual DOM. I mean, whenever we will change anything, so it will be first compare between updated DOM and virtual DOM, and which whatever the changes will be there, it will be rendered on the real DOM. So it is very fast. So React is working on basically on this virtual DOM.
Mhm. What is higher order component and its uses?
Okay, so higher order component is basically those component which takes a component and return a component. We can say if we have two components with similar properties, so uh, we can make one component as a higher component, and we can inherit some properties like what we need into other components. So these are the advantage of higher component. We can create one another component by using higher component.
Okay. What is life cycle method?
So there are basically four stages in React. First is initial stage, second mounting, third is updating, and fourth is unmounting. So in initial stage, there are two main things like state and props. In mounting stage, there are three lifecycle methods: component did mount, render, and component will mount. In updating stage, there are should component update, render, and component did update, component will update. So these are the uh, lifecycle methods available for updating stage, and for the last unmounting, there is one lifecycle method that's called component will unmount. So these are the basically lifecycle methods which is being used in different stages.
Okay. What is component and types of component and which one you prefer?
So in React, there are two types of component. First one is class component. Second is functional component. So I prefer functional components. It's easy to write and understand also.
Okay. What are the hooks? Have you ever created any custom hooks?
So we can define hooks in three categories. First one will be like basic hooks like use state, use effect, and use context. After that, there will be some additional hooks like use reducer, use momo, use refs, and there is also advantage there we can make custom hooks also. So I have not used any custom hooks frequently, but once I was created one hook that use navigate to navigate that page one from the other.
How to update a component in every second?
So for updating a component every second, we can use set interval method uh, in use effect hook. So we can update a component by setting time there.
Okay. What is refs and can we use this in functional component?
Yeah, reps can be used in, I think, in 16.6 update, the huge ref hook was added in functional component. Yeah, we can use huge ref for actually in huge ref we can store a value, and whenever that value will change, that full component will not render like a state. Like in huge state hook, whenever that states are changing, then full component will be rendered. But in huge ref, whenever that value will be changed, that component will not render.
Mhm. Okay. How we can pass data between child to parent component?
So for passing data from parent to child, we can simply use props. We can use props for pass data from parent to child.
Is there any way to pass data from parent to child and child to parent component? Is it legal?
I mean, for parent to child, we are using props for sending data, and for child to parent, we can use callback functions, uh, and we can use callback function in parent component, and then we can send data as a props. So, I mean, in React is it is not in React that data is flowing from one directional only. But yeah, we can send the data by using callback functions.
Okay. So you are using functional component, right? Over class component.
Yeah.
Why and what are main benefits of as a developer?
So first is the code is very reliable, and second is easy to understand that codes. Uh, third is third will be the easy to write that code, and fourth will be easy to test that functional component codes, and easy for debugging also, better performance also. So these are the things, and that's why I'm using.
What is React router?
So React router is a library which is which we are using in React for handling that page in pages, multiple pages. Uh, it is very quick and fast. So there are three things we are using. First is browse router. So inside that one, that tag, there will be routes, and inside the routes there will be route. So in the route, we'll provide the path of that page or component and the element. I mean the component. So by using that, we can use multiple page, and it will be rendered very fast.
Okay. How to pass data between sibling components?
So by using React router, we can do that. There are two things. With the help of these, we can pass data like history.push and match.params. So by using these two, we can send data in sibling components.
Okay. What is Redux?
So Redux is an open source library we can install by using npm. Uh, it is used for a single storage. I mean, it will be there if you will use Redux, so there will be a single storage for all the for one application. There will be one storage. So it is mainly used to store the data for the application, and by single storage we can distribute the data to every component. So there are three main things like to know about the Redux: action, reducer, and stores.
What is difference between React Redux and React Context API?
So React Redux is a open source library which we have at the time of use we will install or add in our React app. But context API is inbuilt hook which is given by React only. So both are doing the same thing, like handling the data and pass data from one to other component. Both work are pretty same, but like context API is little much harder side to understand the code and write the code, and Redux is easy to understand and easy to write also.
What is Redux Saga?
So Redux Saga, I'm not sure about that, but it is used for some side effects, I think. I'm not sure about that.
And what is Jest?
So Jest is a unit testing framework which is also created by the Facebook only, and is based on the Jasmine. Uh, uh, so we are using Jest for testing our components.
Okay. What are the advantage of Jest over Jasmine?
So first is first will be that it will be automatic find a test and execute your source code. Uh, and second, it will be allow you to test anonymous code. and it will be run parallelly, and it will be run parallelly with your components, and it will be finished very sooner. So this will be the advantage over the Jasmine. I have not, I have not been used. Uh, I mean, Jasmine. I am not too much aware of Jasmine. I have only used of Jest only.
Okay. Have you ever used a bootstrap in React?
Yeah, I use Bootstrap in my current project also. So uh, we can add by using npm. We can use React Bootstrap, which is specially developed for that React to add Bootstrap. So it is very similar as the Bootstrap, but yeah, we can use by using npm package React Bootstrap.
Have you heard about React server components?
So server components, I'm not. I just one time I just heard about that. So it is very futuristic thing. Something it will give you the advantage to write components on the server side. Uh, I'm not very sure about that, but it was something like that, that we
Okay,
can
so you
write
do.
code on the server side.
Okay, so
So that
you do.
yeah, so that performance will be good.
Okay. What is JSX?
So JSX we can say like pretty much similar with that HTML. Uh, JSX JavaScript is JSX stand for the JavaScript XML. It is we can say that similar as HTML. So it give you that advantage to write HTML code inside the JavaScript component.
Okay. What are the limitation of React?
So we can say there are so as a limitation we can say like it is not fully phrase framework like Angular. So it is just a library where are so many things are not included inside the React. So if we need anything, we have to download it from outside with npm. Uh, and We can say that it is very new to learn for the beginners because it is just introduced in 2011. The code complexity will be more for the beginners to understand the JSX. Uh, so that the things only will be the limitation.
Okay. And how to format data using React Intel?
Okay, so for format that we can use that format that method. I think by using format that method via props in component we can format the date.
Okay. What are the technology to optimize React app performance?
Memo hook, uh, and then we can use for components also. We can use lazy loading also. Actually, it is lazy loading is basically technique to reduce that load time of the React app, and it also reduce the risk of web page performance, and it reduce that timing of that timing of loading a application. these are the things we can use for that optimize that performance of any React app.
Okay. What are the different way to style React components?
So there are mainly three way we can say to style a React component by first we can use that inline styling. So we can write inline styling with the JSX only, and we can style our components inside the components, our dips and our components also. And the second will be by using JavaScript object also. We can create a JavaScript object, and there we can define all the style or CSS, and then we can use that. And the last we most use is add a CSS style sheet, different in different page. I mean in different folder, and then we can write all the styling things separately, and then we can import that folder, and then we can use it for the styling our components. So these are the three ways I know.
Okay. What are the rules that must be followed while using React hooks?
So that rules for React hook will be that first we have to write that hooks at the top of the any component. Uh, that will be the first. Second, I'm not remembering any other this time. So I know the first one. That we should have to write React hook always on the top of any component. And the second, maybe that hooks only can be used in functional component.
Okay. So you are not aware. Okay. What is prop drilling in React?
So prop dealing, basically we can say that sending data from parent to child component, then child to another child component, and that child to another child component. I mean, passing data in a hierarchy mode. So that we can say prop drilling.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.